right, you're watching Inside Ivory Coast with myself, Emmy Akura. You see the word just to the right to show you that I'm really an African, and we're representing the continent as the most important tournament when it comes to sports that is taking place on the African continent in Ivory Coast 2024. Now I'm going to read some of the teams that qualified to the next round of 16 in the AFCON 2024. We have Angola, Namibia, Nigeria, Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea, Egypt, Congo, DR. We have Cape Verde, Mauritania, Senegal, Ivory Coast, Mali, Burkina Faso, Morocco, and South Africa. And some of the matches already have taken place in the second round of the tournament, and that first match was between Angola and Namibia. Angola winning that match 3-0. And also Nigeria played against Cameroon. The Super Eagles defeated the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon 2-0, advancing to the round of 8. And Equatorial Guinea played against Guinea. Guinea beating Equatorial Guinea 1-0 to advance to the next stage. And Egypt played against DR Congo, where Congo won on penalties and advancing to the next stage of the tournament. And we're going to have a lot of matches that are going to be coming up in the tournament. But first, we are going to look at the happenings. And this recording was actually, about the things that are happening in Ivory Coast. And we're going to be joining one of our correspondents in Ivory Coast, who is going to be giving us some of the news and the happenings around Ivory Coast. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Hassan Abdusalam, a sports journalist with Sports Nigeria. Welcome to the Stade Félix Opengo Stadium, the historical stadium that hosted Nigeria, Cameroon 40 years back, and we are live again to witness another historical moment between Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. A game all Nigerians are looking forward to watch. A game all Africa are looking forward to watch. A game the world is willing to see and know the person that will advance to the next round of the game. Looking at the joining of the Super Eagles so far in this 34th edition of the African Cup of Nations here in Ivory Coast, Abidjan. The Super Eagles of Nigeria begin their journey in this edition of African Cup of Nations against Equatorial Guinea, which ended 1-1. That particular game was a game of strength, a game of fitness, and kudos to Victor Osimhen that scored the leveler that made Nigeria to gather a point in that game. And going forward, we played against the host with a magnificent, electrifying atmosphere. The fans are all out in their numbers to show Nigeria what football is made of. But we shouldn't forget, kudos to Trust William Ekong that gave Nigeria the only goal in that particular one and get the maximum points against the host. And we play against Guinea-Bissau in our last group game, and which ended 1-0. Nigeria earned 7 points from 3 games, maximum of 7 points from maximum 9 points, 7 points in 3 games, and they advance to the next round. And they will be playing against a rival on African continent, which is the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. The last time we played against Indomitable Lions of Cameroon was 2019, same particular features, round of 16, and Nigeria won that particular one 3-2 in that particular one. And kudos to Genetro boys for leading Nigeria to victory. And the question now is, will Nigeria repeat 2019 feat at the stadium today? The only answer remains at the end of 90 minutes of football. Will the history of 40 years ago repeat itself today? The answer still remains at the end of 90 minutes of football. Don't forget to follow us for every details, every action in world of football, as we'll be building live updates from Stade Félix here in Abidjan.
Hello, you're welcome to the edition of Inside AFCON right from the capital city of Ivory Coast, Abidjan, where the 34th edition of the African Cup of Nations is ongoing in Cote d'Ivoire, and a lot of views have been coming around. And today we shall be asking one of the great journalists that came from Nigeria, the man from Premium Times, his experience. He saw it from the beginning now to this stage, his experience in Abidjan. We shall be having a chat with Mr. Tunde Eluduni. Tunde, good afternoon.
Thank you for having me on your program.
Yes, quickly, looking at Cote d'Ivoire, what is the difference between the Ivorian city and Nigeria?
Well, first is going to be the language, of course. This is a French-speaking country, while Nigeria, like you know, is English-speaking. But beyond that, I think there are a couple of similarities that I've seen in this particular city. Actually, I have an article written that will publish tomorrow morning about some of the similarities I've seen. One major similarity that I've seen in this part of Cote d'Ivoire and Lagos is traffic. Yes, traffic is how I say when you say pro max. So you have to be very deliberate about how you plan your schedule. So if you are going somewhere for maybe 11 o'clock, you know that at least give you like a 2 hour, depending on where you're going, from where you're living and where you're going to. But one thing that I've seen in this town is that there's so much traffic. Of course, again, one thing that I've seen again is in terms of similarities, in fact, that we have a couple of a high number of Yoruba residents in this particular part of the country, and so you can be in the bus and hear people conversing in Yoruba. So you are not in Lagos, you are in Abidjan. It's possible. So couple of other things, food. You see fried plantain on the road. You see the buses the same way we rush buses in Lagos. I've witnessed similar things here. So it's still the same Africa. It's still one blood. So it's great. But one thing again that I think I've seen here that I don't see in Lagos is um, the kind of the warmth the people have. People here, you can ask somebody for a direction, and the person will literally follow you down to where you're going, even if it's not his way. I've seen it not once, not twice. First, I thought it was a coincidence. When it happened again the second time, the third time, I wanted to believe that this is a way of life. They really try as much as possible. Perhaps maybe they have a special orientation for these African Cup of Nations, but what I've seen of their locals is that they try as much as possible to help out when they see strangers. But from where we come, I remember we are very afraid. I say, I don't know this person, come after me. They should not go and use me for rituals and all those things. So it's been good generally, but that doesn't take anything from our country. We have our own good sides, and we can only get better as the year progresses.
Yes, also comparing Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire in terms of electricity, water supply, what's your assessment?
Well, it's a pity that this is, I don't know how many. I think we got independence in 1960, maybe there in 1951, 59 or 61. I can't, but I know it's either we are 1 year ahead or they are 1 year behind. And the kind of level of, well, I've not been to other places in Ivory Coast, but in Abidjan where I stay, it's been all through. There's been light. As in, you don't have to bother yourself and say, are they taking the light or not? The only thing you have to bother, like where I stay, is you not to even use too much units. So you have to be very careful about putting on the AC, putting on the microwave and all those things that we have at home. So I think light is not, it doesn't even occur to them. It's not a problem. That's why you don't see generators, because it's not, it's no longer their problem. Light's no longer their problem. Water, I think there was a particular day that a message was sent about one maintenance, and before the end of the day, it was sorted out. So you don't have people digging boreholes in their houses. The water is supplied by the uh, by the by the government. So it's something that I hope Nigerians should get right. Light, particularly, it's been ages that we've been talking about constant light, and 2024 is still the same. Actually, when I speak with my wife at home, and she tells me it's even worse now. I think I saw one press release from TCN complaining about one gas supply and all that thing. So we are still running in circles, and it's sad. It's sad that a place like Abidjan is having 24 hours lights while Nigeria is still struggling. I hope we get it right as soon as possible. Uh,
Let's leave the light issue, the water issue out. What was that major challenge that you had when stepping into Abidjan right from?
that before, it might not be as demoralizing as it is. I remember when I was in school in the university when we had a road trip like this. I could remember I think naira was like 1 to 10, as in for 1 naira you get 10 sefa. And then they were even complaining that it was going down. But I can't just imagine that the Nigerian naira is so ridiculed that it's not even 1 to 2 anymore. You have to still pay more than 1 to 2. There's a particular guy I change money with. Each time I check his status, it has changed. 1 hour it is 2-1. The next hour is 2,150. As at this morning now, I think I was seeing 2,300 to 1,000 sefa. It's so sad, and I don't. It's actually affecting many journalists and people here. Talking about calculation, of course, you unconsciously have to do that. Like for example, when you buy a bottle of what we call solo coke in Nigeria, that goes for maybe like 150. You're buying for by the time you are converting, you're buying for almost 700 naira here. So many times when you do the calculation, it becomes more depressing. So the best thing is for you not to even go that route of, if you have the money, just buy what you want. If particularly if it's something that is essential. If you have a choice, then you can leave it. But if you don't have a choice, whether you calculate or you don't calculate, just for example, now you want to drink water, you start calculating. Bottle water in Nigeria just costs 150. But if you are buying it here, it's average of 1,000 naira by the time you do the calculation. But you can't go on calculating for how long. So, but it's sad. We just hope that the government can get it right and improve on the naira. If we had it for those guys that came here with dollar, with $100, you are going to get like as much as 3,000 sefa just with $100. So the faster we are able to get our naira right and make it strong, I think the better for us.
Now, leaving the currency out of it, let's look at the interactions and religion investment. Do you think is more they are more critical?
Well, for whatever reason, I think I'm not even able to pinpoint and say where actually maybe we have more Christians or we have more Muslims. I've seen a couple of churches, I've seen a couple of mosques, but I've not seen that fanaticism that would say this place is a Christian dominated place or is a, I think they are more liberal than religious. People here are more liberal. You see the vibrancy in the way they enjoy their life than in religious activities. Since I came here, when I flip through the TV channels, I rather see preachings and all those things. It's more of entertainment. So I don't think in terms of religion, they are in any way fanatic. Perhaps maybe the area I've been going through, but so far I cannot even distinguish and say maybe they are more tilted towards Islam or to Christianity.
Yeah,
For me,
they live like a big family.
yeah.
Just like the way the rich and the gap between the rich and the poor here is a little bit closer. You hardly identify a rich man. They do things together and they enjoy things together. Looking at let's look at their educational system or the educational system. I think Nigeria is a little bit more rigid with system of education than what you see.
Yeah, definitely. If you look at the way their education is structured, you can have a school that has just one department. That is just a school of communication arts. School of communication arts is like a department in a junior school in Nigeria. And even for the lower level of education, you have morning school, you have evening schools. So it gives room for flexibility. I think those are the things we need to start considering because the rigorous 8 to 2 that has been given to us right from colonial days, I don't think we can stick by that going forward. Yes, in Nigeria there are a couple of innovations that are also going on. We're having online classes and all those things. So I think there are things that Nigeria can learn from their educational system, and there are also things this system can also take from the Nigerian system. I think in that regard, we are not the gap is not in any way wide. We have quality schools in Nigeria. We have, in as much as there are challenges when we talk about ASU strike and all those things. I think we still have credible educational system that just needs to be improved. The Kolovas, I was at I think Ofo Brian, I think at the
I
school.
was just trying to ask
Yeah.
you that. What was your experience like when you got into the university?
Well, for me, it wasn't surprising because the school I went to AE. It has almost the same ambience. So it wasn't, but I can imagine somebody that didn't go to a big, in quote, a much unit. So you have to be very careful about putting on the AC, putting on the microwave and all those things that we have at home. So I think light is not, it doesn't even occur to them. It's not a problem. That's why you don't see generators because it's not, it's no longer their problem. Light's no longer their problem. Water, I think there was a particular day that a message was sent about one maintenance, and before the end of the day, it was sorted out. So so you don't have people digging boreholes in their houses. The water is supplied by the uh, by the by the government. So it's something that I hope Nigerians should get right. Light particularly, it's been ages that we've been talking about constant light, and 2024 is still the same. Actually, when I speak with my wife at home, and she tells me it's even worse now. I think I saw one press release from TCN complaining about one gas supply and all that thing. So we are still running in circles, and it's sad. It's sad that a place like Abidjan is having 24 hours lights while Nigeria is still struggling. I hope we get it right as soon as possible. Uh,
Let's leave the light issue, the water issue out. What was that major challenge that you had when stepping into Abidjan, right from their border? Were they accommodating, or were they so a little bit difficult?
yeah, from as in border to Ivory Coast, right? Yeah, I think for us it was they were very accommodating because of course we have a letter from CAF directed to the government of Ivory Coast. So for me, I even thought were treated as VIPs. Oh, immediately they saw the letter, they were so welcoming, and for the junior officers, they were just saying, your case is for the big madam to sort out. So I think it gave you compared to what we encountered in other borders. I think when we got to the Ivorian border, it was pretty easy for us, and from there we knew that okay, I think these guys are ready for AFCON. They are ready for to accept visitors, and it was nice. It was nice. But stepping into the country, yeah, this is my first time of coming into a place like this, and so the first thing that was ringing on my bell is accommodation. Where do I get to stay? But luckily for us, also we were able to meet somebody right there at the park that took us to an apartment. And one thing I gave, like I said, these guys are very accommodating. In as much as we could not agree for a price for the first night, the guy was like, okay, since you guys are just coming in today, I won't. You can't sleep outside. The price you want to offer me, pay it for tonight. If we don't agree tomorrow, you can find another place. But for this night, I'll accept whatever you are giving me. And I think for me, that was for someone to have done that for us, we just had to bend to his own rules the second day, and that's where we are staying till now. So for some people, they don't care. If you like, just come. They tell you they can't accept this price, they can't accept it. But for him, he felt that by just coming in freshly, it won't be right for us to be jumping around. So he offered that whatever we wanted to pay for that night, he's going to accept it, and from there we can improve on it as once we know the system and know what obtains in terms of pricing.
Yes. Also, the food in Abidjan, in Cote d'Ivoire precisely, is a little bit different to what you are used to back home in Nigeria. What can you really talk about their food?
Yeah, for me, I actually have a phobia for trying out food. Even at home, if my wife tries to cook something new, I'm always it's what I'm used to. I don't really try new food, and so it was a bit difficult. Like for example, the bread they have here. I've been told they are Nigerian breads, but I'm yet to get them. The bread is out of this world. It's so hard, and you cannot to digest it. You get as a week. Then what else? I think they have the rice, the normal rice. The rice is universal.
What about the acheke?
Acheke, yeah, I think I tried it out. It wasn't too bad. It was at least I was able to finish what I was given the first time. But I can only take acheke if that is what is available. I cannot order for acheke. But if I get somewhere and that's the only thing that's available, I think it's something I can still eat. But I cannot out of my way order and say, please give me one plate of acheke. I don't think so. Because I don't really, like I said, I don't like trying too much of things that I'm not used to. But acheke isn't bad actually.
What about their protein? The fish, chicken.
Yeah. Of course, I think that's for me. That is chicken in Nigeria is chicken in anywhere part of the world. It's the same chicken they are killing. So those are the things that I can't cope with. The chicken is okay. The fish, I think they have plenty of fish here, so you tend to even pay less to get their fish. And so it's been good. Those are the kind of things that I enjoy and that has kept me going so far.
Yes, a part of your enjoyment. Hasn't something come to your mind anytime you're about spending the cash? Looking back at the exchange rate of the naira to CFA, are you not part of those?
All right, thank you so much, Bello, for that insightful analysis that are coming from the Ivory Coast. You can hear for yourself the things that are happening in the Ivory Coast, and you see the environment, how tense the environment, how friendly rather the people are in Ivory Coast, and the things that are taking place in Ivory Coast. He spoke to us about the preparations of the Super Eagles, and he spoke to us about the expectations of the fans, and the environment. How are the people, receiving or reacting to their teams that are participating in this tournament? And I tell you, if there's a certain group of fans that are not going to be excited much are the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, the Namibians fans, and the different, I talk about the Egyptian fans coming into this tournament. A lot of people would have expected them to advance to the next stage, but Egypt are going home. Believe me, the 7 times winners, the highest, and the reigning, they're not the reigning, but they are actually the highest when it comes to the AFCON medals. They have it, that is winning 7 tournaments. They are going home, and we can't help but just enjoy the tournament because a lot of things are happening in the tournament. Talking about the VAR, a lot of news emanating from Ivory Coast the news is that a lot of these VAR, a lot of nations need to actually come to Africa to learn how VAR is being utilized. Because going into Ivory Coast, we see the precision, we see how obedient the players are when it comes to these decisions that have been coming up because of the VAR that is taking place and that is being used in the AFCON. And I can't help but appreciate the players for their discipline. I appreciate the coaches and I appreciate everyone for everything that is happening in AFCON so far. And you can hear that for yourself. You also see the environment. You can hear what Bello is doing in Ivory Coast and what the players are doing as well. Until we come your way again, as we're going to be giving you a lot of results that are going to be coming in the second round. Many games are going to be taking place today. Some are going to be taking place, over the weekend. And then we're bringing you a lot of these results that are taking place in the second round. Or who is going to play who in the quarterfinals of the AFCON 2024. And we're also going to be predicting those who we believe that are going to go to the final of the AFCON 2024. Until I come your way again,